Good afternoon, everyone, members of the media. Let's welcome Coach Steve Wacker from Stellenbosch FC. This is the post-match press conference for the Total Energies CAF Confederation Cup semi-final. This was the second leg. We all know what happened. They played against Simba. Coach, welcome. And just to start off, your impressions of the game and hard luck with the loss.
Good afternoon to everybody. Before I get to the game, just one or two things. Firstly, obviously disappointed, but at the same time, wish Fadlu and Darian and all the South African technical staff of Simba all the best in the final. It was a hard-fought game over two legs, a game of a lot of fine margins. One or two again didn't go our way in terms of those fine margins, but yeah, I wish them all the best in the final. Secondly, it for me was quite special to see the amount of fans that came out on Freedom Day, to see fans unite in the stands and get behind us was really special for us as a football team. And I just want to thank all the fans, not only our fans who came from Stellenbosch, but our fans back home, but also the fans that came out to the stadium to support us. It was really highly appreciated, and I just thought that you know, when we can unite people like this in our country, it's really special. So thank you for that. On the game, yeah, I think, to be honest, we've tried everything today. We've from a tactical point of view, from the substitutions we made, from the pressure we applied. I thought we'd done everything that we wanted to do, everything that we had planned. Obviously, the plan was not to concede, try and obviously get a goal, which I don't think it was lack of effort in trying to get the goal. Obviously, you know, we've also had Bradley Moella out for the whole season, basically. Ashley Cupido not available for this part, so I can't fault the players. I want to congratulate the team for the journey that we've been on. You know, it hasn't been an easy journey, a lot of travelling, a lot of even playing, you know, home games away from the Western Cape for us to, you know, have competed at this level against teams like Zamalek, Simba, RS Bekane, to get ourselves this close to getting into a final. I think is credit to the team, considering it being our first adventure in Africa. So yeah, I thought we played well. I thought we'd done everything that we could. We were a little bit unlucky with some half chances. We looked threatening on set pieces. One or two little decisions at the end, maybe a better decision from one or two of the moments that we had when we got in behind them could have maybe got us that goal. And then obviously, you know, a bit unlucky, and when we did score the goal, that it was marginally offside. So yeah, very proud of the effort. I thought it was a tough game, but a game that we may be a bit unlucky not to have taken at minimum 2 penalties.
Thank you, Coach. Members of the media, just a reminder that we still have mixed zone, so you have an opportunity to speak to the players as well. So we'll just take a few questions so the coach can also move. So if you can just say your name, where you're from, and just give us your question. There's a microphone, sir.
Afternoon, Coach. Lusande from Sokala Duma. Hard luck on the result today. What did you make of the usage of VAR today? Obviously, you guys were on the receiving end of maybe some unlucky decisions. What do you make of the usage of VAR, especially with the second call? Do you think it maybe took too long for them to make a decision?
Look, I've always advocated for VAR, you know, to be in our league. If decisions don't go away you, and it was basically, you know, where you've had opportunity to look and make the right decision, I think it's the right way going forward. I do think, unfortunately, last week the VAR decision was left again in the referee's hands to make a decision whether the player was impeding Oscar or not, which I felt that he was. So I don't think that should have been awarded a goal. Today, unfortunately, I haven't had opportunity to look at all the VAR decisions, so it would be unwise for me to comment on it. I have been told that the goal we scored was marginally offside, so I think just, you know, in the end of the day, VAR is there to try and make things as fair as possible, and you know, we can't want something and then when we get it, be upset with it. So to answer your question directly, once I've seen all of them, I'll be able to make a concerted sort of informed decision, but you know, I do hope that we do get VAR. We were a bit unlucky, I think, in the decisions that went against us in the last two games.
Okay, this
Good afternoon, Coach. This is also Independent Media. Coach, you touched a bit there on not having Moella, maybe Ashley not settling in as quickly as maybe you would have wanted as well. We know you have Andre there, but he's not necessarily an orthodox number 9. So how much have you missed having a consistent goal scorer like you've had in previous seasons in Ikram?
Yeah, look, I think to be fair to Ashley, he's in the last 3-4 months he's shown some good signs for us. It's never easy coming from a team that got relegated and coming into a team that's challenging at the top end of the table. So he had started imposing himself and doing a job. So unfortunately got injured with a hamstring against Amazulu. But yes, one can't say that because unfortunately I think Bradley would have got really good numbers over the season. I think he would have got the similar numbers to what Rain has done. So we were a little bit unlucky with his long-term injury. But yeah, looking forward, it'll be like signing a new player for next season. So yeah, looking forward. He is recovering well. Maybe with a bit of luck, he can play 1 or 2 games before the season ends.
Coach is hoping.
Your name, sir?
Coach is hoping to talk myself from Sportswire. Coach, I'm sure you must be proud of the effort of the team reaching this far. No one gave you a chance, I think, in the first place. I mean, you never played it. I mean, essentially came at home and you lost key players. I mean, during the start of the season and also in January. How proud of you the effort of these guys that they put on, when everyone gave you absolutely no chance?
I've told the players, and it's genuine from the bottom of my heart, is that this group of players inspires me. I think it's a group of players that I've coached that have shown the most amount of resilience, in the face of a lot of travelling, in the face of some adversity, making finals, being a bit unlucky in a final, not to, go all the way and win it, and to achieve what we've achieved. We started the campaign with 2 losses. We were written off. We came through in the knockout stages. We weren't given a chance against Zamalek. We came through. And yeah, I'm just really, really proud of the team. The effort that they've shown has been massively inspiring for me as a coach. And obviously we would like to continue our journey on the African continent. So we still have league games which are important for us. 5 league matches left that we need to, try and sort of finish in that 3rd position, which will allow us again. And I think we've learned a lot from this campaign. I think next year, if we were able to again qualify, I think we would be able to again be really competitive.
I'd like Coach Moella from SABC Sports, of course. Coach, it's been like less than 10 years Stellenbosch in the professional football, and you've achieved a lot of things, like more than any other team that has been years in the league. How important it is to maintain this success, and is there any long-term plan to make sure that you maintain this success, and how far are you from challenging for the league title in South African football?
I think you asked me a similar question yesterday, how to maintain success. Look, I think obviously we do a lot of good things. One just looks at our young youth program. We've started under 12 to under 18, which is now going into its 5th year. We've started a ladies program, a women's team, and now we're going to start a girls team. Our DDC team, unlucky, they finished, one more game left, but they could possibly finish 2nd in the DDC after having it won it twice. So it's about continuing to develop players. It's about continuing to be, honest as a football club. Do things with integrity, and it's about just never becoming complacent. In other words, let's never drop the ball, never think that we've achieved a lot and that we mustn't continue to work hard. So we don't want to be a team that one of our strategic objectives is always sustained success. So sustained success means you've got to keep doing what you're doing, but find ways to be better at doing it what you're doing. So hopefully we can continue to attract good players. Hopefully we can maybe retain more of our players, going forward. We are playing in Confed and we are getting far in tournaments. So, sometimes players, need to look at this club and say, it's not a club that maybe I want to leave, because that club have opportunity to be really successful. So, yeah, we just got to stay humble, keep our feet on the ground, keep working each and every day as hard as we can. And I do believe that eventually it's our responsibility to close the gap on, the teams up above us. But it's not an easy journey, it's a long journey, but we've got to keep climbing and taking one step at a time in the right direction.
I'll take the last question here.
Coach, you touched on the fact that there's still league games to play. Obviously now you can't qualify for the Confed Cup automatically as champions. In terms of pressure now, the last 5 games of the season, do you expect any emotional implications of having been so close to yet another cup final for you in the final league games of the season?
Yeah, I think, I try and sort of just remind the players that football will have highs and will have lows and will have setbacks and good times. So we've come off an emotional 2-legged game against Simba. It was not easy, in Tanzania. So, it's about just 24-hour rule, get ourselves back to 0. We're on a -3-4 now from the disappointment. But we need to get back. A big game on Wednesday in the league. So it's important for us to refocus, and we've got less than a month to turn this season into a special season. So if we can manage to again qualify for Confed, having made the MTN final, having made the semi-final, I think we can then look back at the season as being a really, really good season. But as I say, it's still a lot of work to be done.
Thank you, Coach.